Hey guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to the Kirby 64 Let's Play. Yeah! So anyway, yeah, we're almost done with Shiver Star, surprisingly, actually. Yeah, we're actually closing in on the end of the LP. It'll be done on Friday. Surprising, right? This game sort of just flew by. It's not a very long game, I'll admit that, you know. Only 6 real worlds, all of those worlds relatively short. I mean, the game isn't as short as you're seeing here. I did do a lot of cutting, as I've said before. But, you know, it's still relatively short, which is sort of sad, I guess. But anyway, here we've got a shopping mall level. I never thought I'd see that in a Kirby game, but whatever. This level also brings more support to the Shiver Star as post-apocalyptic Earth argument that I mentioned in the last part. And actually, if you look at Shiver Star, the planet, when you're in the planet selection screen, and you look at the texture on the planet, you can actually see the continents of Earth. So it's pretty obvious that they intended Shiver Star to be a post-apocalyptic Earth. So yeah, mood whiplash much. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we've got ourselves a shopping mall level. The only other game I can think of that has a shopping mall level is Dead Rising, and that entire game is a shopping mall level, so I don't think that really counts. It's kind of like saying that Mario Sunshine had a lot of water levels. Well, that's because the entire game was essentially a water level. I don't think it counts at that point, does it? So anyway, yeah, this level is not really hard. The game's not really hard. It's just that there's a lot of enemies, so you might take some hits, like me, because, you know, I suck and such. But you, the non-sucky gamer, should probably not have a problem. I just died there because, well, I suck. As we all know, Ted is the worst video gamer of all time. Actually, I don't think I'm the worst, you know. I'm pretty sure there are people worse than me. There are plenty of people better than me, but there are certainly people who are much worse. Yeah, that's sort of an odd thing about Kirby 64. I didn't actually beat this game as a kid. Now, I played it as a kid, and I played it a lot as a kid, but I never got to the ending when I was little. I think the farthest I ever got when I was, like, a kid was, let's see, Aquastar? Like, I'd always sort of, when I was a kid, I'd always like to play things through all at once, but also, I was very, schizophrenic and, ADHD. Well, I didn't actually have ADHD, but I have a terrible, attention span. So I'd also like to switch around from doing things a lot. So like I'd play video games for maybe an hour, then I'd go watch TV, then I'd play more video games, then I'd do my homework, then maybe more TV, and then I'd eat dinner, more TV, then video games. It's like I'd switch back and forth from doing things a lot. So I never really did anything consistent. Like I wouldn't be playing this even though I'd turn the system on and off a lot in the same time span, I wouldn't be playing the same game each time. I might play Banjo-Tooie for a few minutes and then Paper Mario later. This is an easy mini-boss, by the way, just ignore it. But the thing is that when it came to Kirby 64, since it was such a short game, I always want to play through the entire thing all at once, but I'd only really ever get up to Aquastar before sort of moving on to something else, forgetting about it. I'd come back to it a few months later and say, you know what, I should probably start from the beginning again, and then the cycle would repeat over and over again. It wasn't until like 2 or 3 years ago when I said to myself, Ted, you are finishing Kirby 64 and you are going to like it. And I did. So anyway, we've got another Adeline puzzle here. All you have to do is remember the fruit that she tells you. In this case, it's lemon, cherry, orange. And then you gotta press the buttons in that order. Yeah, not that hard. To press the buttons, all you have to do is press down. I'm not sure if it's the same colors or fruits each time, but it should be pretty easy to figure out even if it isn't. So, again, fairly simple puzzle. You shouldn't have much trouble. When it comes to the Adeline puzzles, which I admit are the most egregious when it comes to the God dang it moments for this game, that one's really not that bad. I mean, for some of them, I mean, it's like, how are you supposed to know that you were supposed to use a light bulb to light up that room. You know, you really weren't supposed to. You really had no way to know. So, you know, like, that I can understand not knowing. The block picture puzzle where you had to make the picture of, like, the umbrella, you know, that's sort of a guiding, just because how precise it needs to be. Or, yeah. So, it's like, for puzzles like that, I can understand the guiding-itness of the Adeline puzzles, but for that one's pretty straightforward, so you shouldn't have a problem. So, yeah, one thing... Oh, god damn it. I always get blindsided in this LP. Yeah, where were we? Yeah, I'm not gonna make... I'm pretty much through this room. I'm not gonna make you sit through the entire thing. And anyway, just to make you guys feel better... I love Darth Kirby so much. But anyway, what was I saying? No, I've seriously lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Well, anyway, we got a new gimmick in this run, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, Kirby was about 10 years ahead of the curve when it comes to cover-based shooting. Because in this room, you can hide behind the cover, like those little squares, in order to not get shot by the cannon blasts. But since I have Darth Kirby, which owns everything, I can just deflect the projectiles, and it's not really a problem. So now we're going to a level which pretty much everybody loves. Also, you're going to want to get Giga Drill Kirby for this level. Anyway, this level's the factory level, which is like everyone's favorite level ever. Everybody loves this theme song, and to be honest, I don't get it. I mean, it's not a bad song, don't get me wrong, and I know a lot of people are gonna be pissed off at me because of this, but it's just like, I don't see where people can say that this song is the best in the game. Before I get back on topic, yeah, all you have to do is shoot the drills through the walls in order to break those blocks. Pretty simple. But anyway, a lot of people say that this song, Factory Investigation, is the best song in the game, and to be honest, I can't see it. I mean, it's a great ambience piece. I mean, it's very dark and foreboding, and it fits. But when it comes to, like, being a memorable song, I just don't see it. It doesn't connect with me, I guess it should be. It's not that it's a bad song, it's just that I don't get where people say it's the best song in the game. I don't agree. Anyway, we've got another King Dedede section, and if you get hit by those hammers, you die. Yeah, those are instant death. No matter how much health you have, you die. So, you're going to want to time yourself pretty precisely. Again, it's nothing too hard. I find that one of the what you should do is you should break the wall, wait for the guy to hammer, and then just walk through. Like, see, I was a little bit too late. I was sort of chickening out. I probably could have made it, but I decided to wait just to be safe. Now, the thing about this section of the level is that you're fighting against a conveyor belt the whole time, so you're constantly being pushed back, which sort of means that you have to constantly move forward, which means that timing for walking through the gates is sort of a pain, and sometimes just due to the angle that you're given, because, you know, 2.5D and such, it's a little bit hard to tell where exactly you're safe and where you're not. You saw very early on in this room, I thought that I probably should have died, but I guess just due to the angle, it really wasn't clear that I was in the safe zone. But really, that section isn't too hard, you shouldn't have a problem. So now we're back to just normal Kirby again, with more conveyor belts. Yay. Anyway, if you look in the background, you can see some kind of creepy stuff, like pigs and stasis tanks, and all sorts of stuff. It's like, this level is serious mood whiplash. It's like, yay, happy Kirby! Then you get the Shiver Star, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this game? And this isn't even the worst of it. Just wait till we get to the real final boss. yeah, that's some pretty messed up shit there. So anyway, yeah, as I was saying, I really just don't see where everyone loves this song so much. My favorite track in the game personally is the final boss theme, which we'll be hearing later on. But it's just like, this song, yeah, it's, ambient, it's creepy, but it's just not memorable for me, which is really the most important part of a video game song. Like, the best video game songs to me are the ones that I can hum day in and day out. Anyway, for this level, you're gonna want Darth Kirby again. So, yeah. Kirby's doing his best Ray Paul impression. At least, that's what I think his name was. And that mini-boss there was doing his best Liam Neeson impression. Yay! So yeah, anyway, Darth Kirby, you're gonna need that for this section. I'm not sure if you can get Darth Kirby with the enemies that are in this section. I don't know if it's possible to get them, or if you're going to have to leave and restart the level anyway. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. It's been a while since I recorded this footage. So anyway, we've got ourselves a pretty standard crusher segment here. You know, you gotta stay in the specific areas where you won't get crushed in order to not die. So yeah, it's pretty slow, pretty standard. It's been seen in about 1,000 different games before. Though I will say that this section does make me nervous, because again, one fuck up and you're dead, and you have to start the entire thing over again. That's pretty unforgiving, especially for Kirby standards, where you're generally allowed to make a lot of mistakes. And what makes it worse is that you've got the turrets shooting at you at this point, and you know, the damage isn't really what's gonna end up fucking you up, it's more the knockback. Because if you get knocked back, you're not moving forward, and if you're not moving forward, you're probably not going to make it to the next save point in time. And if you're too far along to make it back to the previous save point, you're probably going to die. Not to mention that telling where exactly you're safe in the crusher segments is sometimes not entirely obvious. I mean, you gotta think about it a little bit, which is sort of nerve-wracking when you're actually moving along. Like right here, for some reason I always tend to think that that middle section should be safe when it's not, so I'm sort of freaking out. By that point it's like, oh, where do I go, where do I go, where do I go? And you sort of have to, in a split second, recognize that that point near the end is a safe spot. So anyway, we've got ourselves another Crusher Wall of Doom here. Just run away from it, it's really not that hard. You can find some goodies before the point where you can jump through the floor for no good reason. Never really got that video game mechanic. But yeah, if you need health, it's right there. Thankfully, these guys aren't instant death. Well, as long as yeah, these guys aren't instant death, so you should be fine. If you still have Darth Kirby, keep it for the end of the stage. Oh yeah, Crystal Shard right there. Because this sort of power-up is very good for for attacking enemies on the go. Anyway, what you need to do here is jump there, and there you go, you won't get crushed. I'm pretty sure if these guys crush you, it's instant death like the other ones, but if you just touch them, you'll be fine. So anyway, yeah, that's the end of the level. Nothing too bad. I missed the one-up, though, which makes me a sad panda. So anyway, apparently before the world ended, we developed giant robots. Scientists, make it happen. I've been waiting my whole life for goddamn giant robots, and it's been taking too long. So anyway, this boss is really I wouldn't say it's really hard, but it's definitely harder than all the bosses we faced up to before. And I was actually surprised I managed to do this in one take with an incomplete life bar. You see, all you have to I'm using Darth Kirby here again, as noted before. But really, for this section, if you have any sort of projectile attack or like that, you should be fine. Just jump over the obviously telegraphed hand swings, and you should be fine. For this section, any sort of close combat, Any sort of close combat power I would not recommend, so I ditch Darth Kirby at that point. And I'm pretty sure those missiles give you the bomb ability, so if you want to use that, you go nuts. But they work. It works just as well to have them shoot the ability back at you. To shoot the missiles back at him, I should say. Anyway, just stay as far away from him as possible during this section. I mean, there's really nothing more to it than keeping your distance properly. And yeah, just shoot at him. It's really not that hard. It's just a matter of keeping your distance. The first time I fought this boss, it gave me some trouble. But every subsequent attempt has been a piece of cake. I don't know why I had so much trouble to begin with. But anyway, yeah, for defeating the robot, it has a name, I just don't know it. We get the last crystal shard of Shiverstar. Yay! So since we've got a post-apocalyptic world that's snowy, is Kirby the same universe as Chrono Trigger? Just wondering. But anyway, we realize here that that Ribbon's planet, Ripple Star, is almost completely corrupted by dark matter. And after some jumping on the amazing hero Kirby, we go to save the day. So, next time, we start the final levels. I'm ExandShadow, and I'll see you guys later.